can definitely affect that.
Have you considered? That was the wrong way to start that statement. Is the problem with what I said?
Okay. All right.
In the new Switch firmware update, you can apparently remap buttons to the degree that you can make one thing something else in every single game.
Okay.
You could just flip the A and B button inputs for every single game if you wanted to.
That's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Oh god, Jordan, I was telling Chris that I switch back and forth between which Joy-Cons I use just so I don't wear them out more quickly, but I guess that doesn't matter because now my red Joy-Con is drifting up and my gray right Joy-Con is drifting right. Mm-hmm. So those were the ones that I had connected to it at the same time, and it was just a clusterfuck.
That does seem like it would be seizure-inducing.
Yeah, I'm glad that I immediately invested in a Pro controller.
Yeah,
let Duncan speak, he's here.
Duncan. You missed your opportunity, fuckstick.
All right.
I thought that was you about to say something to me.
I can understand why you would think that.
Oh, okay, you found me.
But yeah, I unlocked all the armor fusion.
Freaking finally!
Hooray!
Cat armors.
Now, what do we need to do to get you in our ridiculous fusion set?
Duncan, you receive 3 senpai head pats.
You incredible fucking weave. What is happening?
Who is opening McDonald's hamburger box?
Jordan is trying to swim through a pile of cardboard boxes.
I moved my computer, but I may have bumped it, but there was no reason for there to be any noise made.
Some sort of Dune-ass worm is trying to tunnel out of your computer.
Hey, I'm reading that book.
Why?
Oh.
We had it, and I'm willing to read it.
I've only heard bad things about the book itself.
I am 40 pages in, and it's good so far. Better than the last book I read, which was a piece of shit.
I've heard that the first Dune book is exceptionally good, and then the rest of it is pretty bad.
People like the first one, and I think the original author wrote the second and third maybe, and so people are those are okay. But then his kid starts writing it, and it becomes a mess.
Oh. Isn't Denis Villeneuve making a remake of Dune?
Yes.
Villeneuve or whatever?
But, not... Yeah,
it's not a remake?
It's...
Oh, well, yeah, right. Not a remake of the movie Dune, I suppose.
Shot for shot, actually. They're just we'll do it. We'll just do this one again.
Nah, throw John Boyega in there somewhere.
Yeah, no,
Is it Zahn Timmer?
Yeah.
It's him.
And he will probably do the bulk of that work because it's a big name project.
You know what's kind of disturbing about Hans Zimmer, other than everything that I have mentioned to this point, is that all the stuff he swipes up under really deeply unfortunate circumstances. And I don't think it's entirely his fault. Obviously, it's probably a director coming to him and saying hey, you want to work on this? And he's like, okay.
The director being I recognize your name.
Yeah, but Denis blah blah blah. I can't pronounce his last name. He worked specifically and exclusively with Johan Johansson for most of his films, and then Johan Johansson died of a drug overdose.
Oh. And
I guess now Hans Zimmer's just doing them.
It also might be a matter where Hans Zimmer is just a known quantity. You know that you can go to him and get I'm going to use good in a very generous sense of the word, but you can get a
no,
good...
I mean...
you will get a score that the audiences will like.
Yeah, exactly.
You get an extremely functional, highly produced score, which is all anyone really gives a shit about.
You will get actually good sound design. You won't get good music.
No, they're not good music, but they all sound really fucking good. Undeniably.
He is the first person to ever use a sample. Did you know that?
I believe you.
Like, not true, but like kind of close to true in the modern sense. So,
Duncan, what do we
what's
need
the
to do
deal?
for
What are we
you?
doing?
I don't know. What am I supposed to be making?
Make a disaster set.
The
Oh, we have
ridiculous, ridiculous
the
fucking
black-
layers.
Yes.
whatever it's called.
We should model it for him.
I'm modeling
He's
it.
got to make.
Yeah. Will be.
Okay.
So Duncan, first things first, you have to make the villain chest
Criminal.
and arms. Criminal, sorry, which are just weird.
Also
it's
legs.
Just a weird black shadow thing.
It's
criminal male bracers and
Legs. Yeah.
Oh, do you have them?
And then the
N-
Nursilla cap.
Well, I did the Nursilla cap because I liked how stupid. We're doing different waists and hats based on our preferences.
Yeah, here I'll go grab.
Oh, okay. So
my look as
hats
well.
and waists can be whatever you want them to be.
Just make it stupid. For example, I chose the one that has wings on my ass.
He was not impressed by that, Chris.
No, that was just complete fucking deadpan silence.
Sorry, I was reading a different thing when you said it.
So,
But I
for
need-
example, here is
How do
my
you
costume.
Make the criminal shit. Let me check. I even have it on.
It's what was it? It was some Phoenix Wright event quest or something, right?
I don't know.
Is that what it
Or
was?
no, case closed. Case closed.
Oh yeah, it was the boy detective,
Yeah.
not the man detective. Don't be silly.
I don't think I ever did those quests.
You
That's fine.
you most certainly
We
did
could
not.
just do 'em. I don't remember what it was, but it definitely wasn't hard.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, I wish I could have the fat sumo wrestler that Tim has, but not for ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I guess I
Uh,
suppose for uniformity, we all need to make them rainbow colored. Which,
Yes, of course.
AKA, I need to make them rainbow colored.
and Jordan went with a towel and no pants.
Yeah. I went with the minimalist design.
Wait, are we all wearing the sandals, by the way? Are you wearing
I think
sandals,
so.
Chris?
No, I have feet.
Oh, you have the villain legs or whatever?
Yes.
Maybe you should make the sandals. Maybe we need to require the sandals.
What are
You
the
all look terrible.
what are the sandals?
Because we do look terrible. Thank you for
That's
noticing.
that's the
Chris,
exact
or
point.
Tim,
Correct.
I have to say, Tim,
What are you wearing on your leg?
It's like you know the cat guy, like the bistro cat guy from the high rank hub or whatever. It's just like the lower half of his body, which for
So
some
it's
reason looks like a mascot costume.
The Gormals are wrong.
does it look like a
I
mascot costume?
don't know. I think I prefer my legs to the sandals.
Well, can you make them?
Yes.
Okay, make them and then show us what they look like.
Tim, every time
We've
I see
already
you, I
seen
immediately
this.
think of Empoleon.
Yeah, I could see that.
I get it.
I could. Oh my god! Holy shit! You're right. Like with my hat and everything too.
Yeah, the hat looks like his head, and then he's like kind of
does.
the emperor penguin, so it's like kind of fat.
It's got like a pear shape.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pear shaped, and then you just look exactly like it.
Chris, I think that's good. Personally.
I'll leave it up to you, Chris. I could go either way.
Duncan?
It makes the sandal thing uniform.
Okay. We have to make sandals, apparently.
Okay. How do I undo and then redo a
Armor set?
no, not an armor, a fucking layered armor.
A transmog, you can do it.
Oh, that's right.
undo.
I forgot. You already transmogged it. You don't have to do that if you don't want.
Then
You just have to undo your armor meld and then do it over.
Yeah. It's not like the hugest deal, but I forgot that it was going to be like a process.
man, listen.
Well, let's do some Phoenix Wright.
It's not Phoenix Wright, you son of a
Okay.
bitch. It's a fucking anime.
Let me figure out.
Right? Was an anime.
It also is an anime, correct? So it was a G rank event, or was it high rank? I think it's just called Case Closed.
I'm switching into actual armor for him to do something. So
I'm just. Oh yeah, Case Closed. Desert Arrest. It's Oh god, it's Capture a Seregios. So we have to be careful.
I'm gonna.
Are high rank strategies?
G rank at least.
Okay, then that's not so bad.
Actually, it was. You know what? Now that I remember, this was actually kind of a hard fight because it's a G rank hyper event Seregios, and I think it hits like an event Seregios would.
So like a truck filled with trucks.
But the secondary trucks are much
suppose.
smaller.
It's
You mean
one of
like
those
the
trucks.
It's one of those Tesla trucks.
Yes, the one that can fit a smaller truck inside its pickup
A
bay.
smaller, equally strangely geometric truck inside of it.
I don't want to talk about Elon Musk.
He's
Yeah, he's a dipshit.
just
Talk to us about Korra, though.
Oh yeah.
I need to
know.
figure out my thoughts. I don't dislike it to the extent that Tim does.
Uh-huh.
But I think I definitely like the first season noticeably more. I think it jumps a bit of a shark.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, so this opinion could be wrong. But I just think it stays on topic a bit better. And so I like it for that reason, because I found the first season kind of unbearable because it's
it's got
been
less lovey-dovey bullshit in it, right?
Yes, that's the main reason. But just generally, the Equalists are a really interesting and complex villain, and they spend 2 episodes on them, and I'm just like, fuck you, give me more.
It does
And,
not
yeah,
have
I suppose
that
that's
much
true.
less lovey-dovey bullshit.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
I don't remember, so.
I was
I believe you.
so incredibly sick of Mako and Bolin.
Well, yeah, that was not good, but look, you just kind of have to toss Bolin out of every season. He just kind of exists and drags the whole thing down, which is a shame because I like Bolin, but
Yeah, he's fun in theory, but he's kind of like the Jar Jar Binks of the series, honestly.
Yeah, they were okay, we have to have another Sokka, but this time he can bend, and also he's worse.
yeah, well,
Yeah. Also,
he's Sokka's
not as
comedy.
interesting.
Yeah, he's Sokka's comedy relief, but none of his smarts. Because Sokka was
Yeah, Sokka was compelling because he didn't have any superpowers,
but he was still useful.
He was still useful, and he was really good at I don't know, uniting people as a leader or whatever.
Yeah, he was also the one to cut through everyone else's bullshit.
Whereas Bolin is just kind of dumb, and that's about it.
He's stupid,
Yeah.
but at least he can rock bend.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he gets an interesting bending power in season 3 that you'll see.
Yeah. I'm
Which
not
is
going to say
cool,
anything, but
it's a little, again, jumping the shark, kind of okay, I guess he's doing that now.
I will be very interested to speak with you when you're actually finished with it. But like I said,
I
I
personally
think
really liked season 3.
season 3 and 4 are both really good, and season 4 is actually great. I would say it's the only, like I
I
mentioned.
think I've seen all of season 3 and half of season 4 or something, and they were pretty good. I think I still like season 1 the most.
That's shocking to
That's
me.
fine.
I mean, it's
Really? Is it?
I'm of the opinion that each season got progressively better than the last.
I know.
I really didn't like
And-
season 2 that much.
I think-
I
I
don't hate it.
I've already said my 2 cents, I guess.
I would
But
like to
Chris,
hear
the big thing-
more expanded on your opinion because I have not heard it with context ever.
Yes, I was purposefully not saying enough that you could have it spoiled for you.
And I appreciated that.
I think Korra cutting off the entire lineage of avatars is the fucking worst possible decision that they could have made with the entire show.
I
It's
also agree with that, and that's kind of why I hate season 2.
I
is
agree
the
that it was
entire reason I hate season 2.
I think I agree that it was a bad decision, but I think I found it to be a compelling decision, so I didn't really mind it as much. But
It
just
could be compelling, I suppose, but
well, then they didn't do anything with
What?
it, of course. But
they didn't do anything with it, which that's for later. But I mean, just think about what would have happened in Avatar: The Last Airbender if Aang couldn't talk to Roku.
oh, I agree.
Everyone would have just died.
Well, and also,
it's such
I
a
think
terrible
it was a
idea.
bad decision in terms of, hey, here's season 1. She has flashbacks to adult Aang doing shit, and he's like the coolest
Yeah.
guy ever. Now we're gonna make
I
it
wanna
so
see
you
more,
can
yeah.
see no more of anything he has ever done.
Look,
You literally can never talk to him or Kiyoshi or any of the cool ass people that this franchise has introduced for the rest of time.
look, we all know what the real issue with Avatar, like Korra, was, and that is that they were never given more than one season.
Yeah.
And so,
Correct. That is 100% the issue with the entire show,
Like, I think
which is not their fault whatsoever.
I thought
He's up at the top, just by the way.
at the top.
Like, far north.
Okay. No, I understand the concept of top, what the word means. Thank you. Like, my problem with what's his name, Vatu.
which one is
Yeah,
Vachu?
oh god, that was the other thing. I hated the like fucking kaiju battle that they had at the end too.
Yeah, that was weird, and I didn't understand it, frankly.
Yeah.
I should rewatch the series. I'm planning on rewatching Avatar when it comes out on Netflix in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's certainly a good choice. I feel bad that I watched it less than legally weeks before that, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
They had fucking years to curtail to me.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair to you, the legal release of that show was horrible for like a decade. So
Yeah. It's got pretty screwed over.
Also, the
I'm
first
trying
time
to-
I watched it legally. So, or first 2 times, I guess. So,
I've been trying to figure out, because we were talking about it, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how the release was the first time around. Because, like I mentioned, that I distinctly remember buying a DVD so that I could watch like episodes like before they aired or something.
Who?
And I'm trying to remember the exact details of that.
whose computer is making doodle?
that might have been a thing. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that like that's the whole like I bought. It was like the second. It was the third quarter of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
And I can't remember if it was like all 5 episodes were like new, or if just like one was. And I can't remember like how, because I looked on Wikipedia the dates they were aired, and apparently like the entire second half of that season was aired over the course of a week, like one per day,
Jesus.
leading up to the 4-episode finale on like Saturday.
It's like that's not how people watch television.
No,
Folks, I made a
mean, that's how
mistake
people
choosing
stream
Lance.
television. Oh, you did? Oh, did you enter with your?
No, I have my real Lance set, but it's been a fucking minute, y'all.
Oh, I was
Alright.
about to heal.
so
Yeah, but
There was something. Oh yeah, I was talking about Vatu. I thought
Yeah,
he was a compelling villain, and I liked the more detailed mythology of the universe. But I
Yeah.
think because a product of it being one season at a time, it was just far too rushed.
no, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how I feel about the first season.
it's like this is how all bending power happened. Anyway,
Those episodes were really good. Those are like the best 2 or 3 episodes of
Oh
Korra,
yeah, where they're
for sure.
talking about Rava and whoever the fucking other spirit was.
Yeah, and
and
Juan.
Yeah.
Face the wrong way because I'm stupid.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think season 3 personally has the most compelling villain, even
Yes.
though, like a lot of things with that show, like I think he kind of becomes a villain in a rushed way, but like it is what it is.
Everything's rushed.
But there was, honestly, at the end of season 1, I was really disappointed with the end of season 1 also when it aired, because I thought that she was going to get all of her powers taken away except for airbending, and that was going to be a thing for like a long time. And I thought that was really, really interesting, because like to have an avatar who can only use the element that they were the weakest at.
That would have
I
been
don't know.
interesting.
That sounded really cool. And I mean, I guess it would just be, oh, great, just another airbender again. But like, I thought that was a really unique idea. And then somehow Aang just like spirit grants her all of her abilities back, and it's like, oh, never mind.
Well, the entire I will say that I think if I could choose one season to give like a full release to, it would have been the first season, even if I thought it was the worst season, just because I found the what were they called again? The Equalists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They were really interesting.
Oh, they were the most compelling villains in the entire show. Like, at least from like a conceptual standpoint. Like, the villains of the third season are the best, and I would say from like a quality standpoint.
I generally enjoyed this sort of like almost like noir, like city drama feel of the first season. A lot better than the other seasons.
You know the worst part of season 2 of Legend of Korra? Made Mako a fucking cop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he remains a cop for a while too.
After like doing a whole bit in season 1 about how you can't trust authority.
This isn't good. I don't know how I got hit once and got stunned, but it happened. Jesus.
Somebody should probably about it.
I just did it
Thank
again
you.
on accident.
I'm trying to heal my bleed blight. Okay.
I thought, Tim, your biggest problem with it would have been either the willy-nilly everyone entering and exiting the spirit world, or what's his guy being like, I am the new avatar. I thought those would have been your two biggest problems with it.
No, really. I mean, like I was saying to Chris earlier, like I almost unfortunately feel about season 2 like I imagine like stupid Star Wars fans felt about The Last Jedi, where like I just hate how it destroys everything that had been built up, which I don't think The Last Jedi did, but like that's what people felt like it did. Like it just kind of like
morons
totally dismantles the lore in like really dumb and annoying ways that only benefit that one season of drama, and then it's like, okay, but now everything is fucked up forever, and that just sucks.
Well, if they had just canceled it, it would have been a problem.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. In a way, I sort of salute the balls to make that decision.
Yeah.
Because that's something a lot of writers would do, but I don't think they did it with a purpose. I think they were just like, we need something dramatic here.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm an iconoclast, so I'm all for it.
It's got the same spirit as the let the past die sort of thing, but without any of like the many years of like weight behind it. It just had like there was just Avatar: The Last Airbender behind it, and everyone loved it for all time.
And you just kill everything about it. Basically.
My I haven't finished. Obviously, I'm halfway through the show, but my headcanon is that
we're capturing, by the way.
Oh yeah,
just in case.
It's okay. I've been doing such unbelievably dog shit that I have basically been useless.
Yeah, we really haven't broken anything either, so I don't think he's that close. But
his horn's broken.
Yeah. I don't think this guy really does he have a lot of breaks, like really super noticeable ones?
Wings, tail,
back,
horn, back.
Stuff. I don't know.
I think his legs might pop too.
Talons, yeah.
My headcanon for Korra, whether or not this comes to pass, whatever, is that because Vatu is the good one?
No, Rava's the good one.
Rava's the good one. Because Rava does rejoin with Korra, the Avatar cycle does continue. There's just, obviously detriment, less past to draw from.
Yeah, I think that the implication is that she's not the last Avatar because she got Rava back, but that it severed her connection to the 500 avatars before.
Yeah,
right, and all of that knowledge. Well, I honestly, Chris, I cannot remember a single time that they talk about Rava ever again. I'm sure it happens.
It's not a thing at all.
But it's really they do nothing with it.
That's, upsetting. But also, I don't know how much needs to be done.
Help.
I got it. Oh, shit. Well, we're all healed up.
Oh my god.
It's good because I also needed it, and I was also rushing to heal everyone.
Tim, you were mentioning getting stunned after one hit. It happened again.
Yeah.
And then you just decided to go after me again.
Damage.
I did it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, so I had Moxie. So it didn't even matter because I was pinned. Because fuck this game.
No one knows how... Okay,
That's a limp, okay.
No one knows the functionality. Did anyone paintball it? Shit.
We have silly pants.
I'm a permanent paintball, Tim. I am a living paint.
But also, I don't think, like, they necessarily need to, like, keep bringing back, there's an ancient spirit inside, and that's how the avatar works. Like...
No.
They moved past that conflict.
I will say the conflict of season 3 does
Sorry.
It does directly stem from season 2's ending, I believe, because
that's good.
At the very beginning of the show, it's not even a spoiler. At the very beginning of season 3, a bunch of people suddenly developed bending powers that couldn't have them before.
Is that because of the spirit world becoming...
Where the fuck are we going?
Yeah, the spirit... Something about the spirit world.
Mumbo jumbo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it creates some really, like, interesting concept villains because of that, which is why I think it's the most compelling season. It's just got the villain that's the most like, oh, yeah, sweet.
The villain's great in season 3.
And there's like a group of them that are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I messaged this to Tim that like I said, obviously season 2 rushed. We all agree. And it would be kind of nice to see that arc as a full series long thing. But then
just flew away from this area.
But then the problem with that is, well, now you're just doing the same exact plot arc as the original show with, okay, we have a set date where we have to figure our shit out by then, and we're gonna spend 3 seasons building up to it. And like, listen, it worked incredibly well for Avatar, one of the best television shows of all time. But
didn't Boomy also do some like stupid horse shit in season 2?
That's Boomy's entire character, and it got frustrating because it was him and Bolin.
I absolutely hate characters like Boomy, who just are so good at everything by complete comedic accident.
He destroys an entire camp that brought down 7 skilled benders.
Yes, that part annoyed me.
All-time least favorite trope, like in anything ever, no matter what.
Well,
Boomy is the Jar Jar Binks more than Bolin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is 100% correct. Like almost 1-to-1 comparison there.
Which is annoying because like Boomy is like talked up. He's like like ultimate commander.
He was a general and stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't know. They had a chance to like show off like this is deserved.
Guys, fuck this map. I honestly
Jesus Christ! Should have just goddamn paintballed it.
I'm going a different way and trying something.
You're going this way?
Yeah.
I mean,
we walked in an actual.
Look, if this map is bad
in its nap area.
This map is bad because this goes down. You go left, it goes down. Well, you guys can handle it, and I'll handle it if I see it, so.
Hey guys, I just ran into something that wasn't even an exit.
Nice.
Definitely looked like one. Now.
Hey, Tim.
Really the most confusing thing.
Tim, which map is worse, this or Ancient Forest in Monster Hunter World?
Fuck. Ancient Forest and Monster
Hunter. Okay, he's in Area 9.
9. All right.
I mean, the worst area in this entire game is the island
from
Monster Hunter 2.
Yeah.
And I think that's worse than even world maps, but I mean, the world maps are so fucking just like impossibly hard to conceptualize.
Yeah.
Like a
put a trap down.
3-dimensional movement standpoint.
I just had to get my support gauge up.
Shit.
All right.
I'm just gonna sit here and let you guys catch.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why I was still walking around.
Get over here. stupid bird. Get the fuck over here.
Excuse me, it's a porcupine?
Yeah, the Monster Hunter World maps are really cool, and they look fantastic.
They look really nice.
But they're literally just meant for you to have an arrow telling you exactly where to go through them, because they're so confusing. And if you don't have that arrow telling you where to go, it's just a shit show.
Yeah, it looks really nice on my television that is capable of HDR. It's a pretty game. I just press the button and the green lights go, and I walk mindlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's cool that General Iroh is voiced by Zuko's voice actor.
Oh yeah, actually I was going to bring him up. He's like only in season 1 and then never appears again.
Yeah, he pops up in season 2.
Yeah, he appears again, but just...
Yeah, he was going to help out Korra say fuck cops, and then the cop said, we will court-martial you if you tell us to fuck ourselves.
Okay, well then he only appears in season 1 and 2 then, because I don't think he appears at all in season 3 and 4.
If he does, it's a cameo role.
Korra is still shorter than the original, right? There's no
yes,
way it's long, right?
because
48 episodes.
And it was 60 episodes for the original.
61.
Okay.
61.
That like kind of makes me feel good because it would
in the third season.
It would honestly be pretty disappointing if Korra was longer than the original.
Yeah.
It got more seasons somehow. Nickelodeon really tried to not get it that fourth season, but it happened somehow.
They fucking suck. I remember when that was happening, I was watching the show, and season 3, which was my favorite season that had aired so far, and like it suddenly switched to not being on television anymore, and you had to download the fucking Nick app or like subscribe to the Nick streaming service.
I love to subscribe to streaming services. Streaming service?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what Disney Plus is.
It's kind of shocking how badly Nick like messed that up.
It was so terrible.
It just have like Devil Joe shit to build this criminal stuff and rubbery fine hides.
There's Devil Joe shit in it?
Yeah, dude.
What? All right. I mean, we can do that.
All the black PLs that I need, but not all the shards.
Love a shard.
But I think I have enough evidence now. Yeah, because I only need to build 3 pieces of it, right?
Yes.
Correct.
That's a very funny Monster Hunter sentence.
Yeah, so I have all 3 of the evidence that I need. I just need to kill a couple Devil Joes. Well, probably just 1 Devil Joe because I need 2 shards.
Shard.
Did I never make a crit set for my...
and then I need rubbery fine hide. Is that fucking Kezu Dickmouth?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. No,
I'm pretty sure.
Gypsyros? It might be a Gypsyros.
I think it is Gypsyros because
because a Gypsyros is a criminal in terms of being like stealing things from you.
It's just really racist.
Yeah.
I mean, correct.
Yeah. Well, Gyp is a word in our language because we're terrible. Right. So.
Anyway, overall, I would say season 2 of Korra is probably like a 6.5 out of 10 season of television.
That's probably better than I give it.
Really?
I'd probably give it a 6, and I probably give the original, like the first season, like a 5. Like not bad for, not very good.
I'd give the first season a 7. I think it's a good season of television.
I would say my rating would go maybe like 7.5, or no, sorry, 6.5, maybe 8.7, personally.
I would probably go 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably bump the fourth season up to 9.
I think the first one I give 1 bag of popcorn, 3 bananas, a pineapple, and half a.
That one broke down. Popcorn makes sense, yeah. And then it's just like, then it's just fruit and hearts, I guess. All right.
Second season, I will give 2 cookies, 2/3 of a cake, Uh,
I was gonna say that sounded like an on cinema at the cinema reference.
Aren't like all of those on YouTube?
Yes.
What is on cinema at the cinema?
Oh, really? It's Tim Heidecker and fuck, what's his name?
Oh fuck.
Greg Turkington.
Yeah.
Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington, quote unquote, review movies
Competitively?
Except instead of that, it's just like this strange meta narrative of Tim Heidecker's character just being like, well, first of all, he's a complete dick, but in the best season, he like has cancer and is like, he's like dying a little more every episode, and then he gets cured of his cancer at some point, and then at some point he does like commit mass murder, and
it is also canonically in the Decker universe.
Yes, because Tim Heidecker is the actor who plays Decker.
I deeply appreciate Tim Heidecker.
All right, I'm gonna change my laundry real quick before we go on this.
Okay. I thought I made a poison weapon, but I'm not. Oh, there's one. Oh, but it doesn't have any slots. Blood Slaughter is its name.
That's so. What like an over the top and yet meaningless portmanteau.
This is a weird like foray into the 40K universe.
Yeah, for real.
That's about, I don't know. That's immediately what I think of when I hear Blood Slaughter.
Uh-huh.
The twist being that they are probably technically the good guys.
Yeah, right. Okay, what do I not have now?
So it's weird that I would rate season 2 of Korra higher than Jordan, but I think Jordan may have still enjoyed it more than me.
Yeah, I defend it a little bit because I think everyone is a bit harsh on season 2. And so like I have to kind of take the positive opinion here, but I don't think season 2 is that good. Like I think it's just better than the first. And I don't even think the first season is like bad per se. I just got very tired of like annoying romance and like teen drama kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Teen drama's probably not fair. Like I wouldn't have minded. I think season, like I said, I stand by my opinion that if I could have stretched season 1, any season out to like a full series, it would have been season 1 hands down.
That would have been fair. Yeah, I certainly would have enjoyed that.
I think that's part of the reason like I end up being harder on it is because there's a ton of potential in the Equals. And like the first 2 episodes of season 1 are great. Like, and then it just becomes like, I also found it very pandering, I think. And I think that might have been because it was very fresh, just because I think I got just like the whole like, oh, like people were like legitimately upset that like Katara didn't end up with Zuko, and then so like, of course like the waterbender and firebender have to end up together. Like, I don't know. That's probably not fair, but like it just felt very like, yeah, of course.
And big.
I understand part of doing the whole cut off from the past lives of the Avatar thing to avoid, like, as a way to force the writer's room, if there were potential seasons, which we now know they got, to kind of force the writer's room away from using that as a crutch as for both character development, for doing the same thing with Aang to learn, to do things like getting better at the spirit realm, to avoid unnecessary fan service. Like, I don't think it's a bad move from a writing perspective.
Right, which in those ways is how I see it similar to The Last Jedi, where it's like trying to distance itself from like the lineage effect or whatever, but like it does it so much worse.
Well, I think I feel a lot about the first 2 seasons. Like I feel similarly about a lot of stuff in the first 2 seasons where like I feel like if this got expanded on in like a full show, it would have been like really interesting, and they probably could have done something really good with it. But
yeah, honestly, if that was the end of the entire show, it might be a little different.
Yeah.
But they had to like end each season as if it was the end of the show.
Yeah.
So
I think I would have been fine with it if it was the end of the show, or if there were 2 other seasons to like deal with the consequences of it. but they don't, because they can't.
Yeah.
And
right,
so that's
they gotta
the
move
issue.
on. I will say the Beifong sisters are fucking badass as hell in season 3, which also was rad.
Aubrey Plaza is Bolin's girlfriend.
Oh god, that's right. I forgot about that.
And that was like during Parks and Rec.
It was indeed.
Also,
what happened to Bolin
J.K. Simmons voices fucking Tenzin.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? I couldn't remember who voiced him. I was just thinking that earlier because, like, I know the person who voiced him. But what happens to Bolin in season 2?
He gets jealous that everyone is being a couple, and so he sees the first girl his age that he sees and is like, okay, we're going to be in a relationship now. And then she's weirdly like Dom about it. And like, he's just like, okay, I kind of hate this. What?
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. You said Devil Joe. I thought I pictured Diablos. So that's why I grabbed a poison weapon. I'll be back.
It'll be fine.
I mean, it would, but I'm just going to grab my paralyzed weapon anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught. Then he leaves her, and she's mad. But he gets away to Republic City, and then he starts doing movies with fucking what's his face.
Right. Yeah, he becomes a movie star in the second season.
And then he's like, well, I still want a bone zone, so this actress who clearly is not interested in me, I'm going to continue to hound. And I'm like, well, that makes me feel uncomfortable on multiple levels. And then he saves the day, and she's like, now I do want to go to the zone with you. And he's like, heck yeah. And then, like, they don't Then he leaves her to go back to save the day, and then he gets back together with his ex-fiancée, who he left at the altar, who is Aubrey Plaza, but then they never really address, like, what's going on with the actress, and it's just sloppy, man.
Is she like Unalak's daughter or something like that?
She is Unalak's daughter. She is Korra's cousin.
I thought so. So what was the other thing I was thinking? Is it related? Oh, yeah, just like everything in Korra, every big story beat, just like it comes with far too little setup. It doesn't come out of nowhere, but it comes with far too little setup.
Yeah.
So even, I mean, you obviously know about the Korrasami thing.
Yeah, the best thing about Legend of Korra, perhaps.
Yeah.
See, I was very okay with that happening, obviously, but it only starts to even seem like a thing in season 4 when it happens, and it's from like 3 interactions that they have throughout the show, and it's like
let Chris like get to it and see for himself.
Yeah, I'm curious because like they've. Like, they haven't really talked too much of the first 2 seasons, and I'm like explicitly looking for it because I know Korrasami happens.
Well, of course.
Yeah, you'll be waiting,
knowing that it happens.
You will be waiting until season 4. We'll say that. Like,
yeah. So is there going to be more? Who's gonna fuck Mako?
I don't think it's not nearly as bad.
Because that's the entire first 2 seasons.
Well, see, what's good about season 4 is because they knew they were going that direction, they stopped with that shit. It's not like they're like explicitly just friends pretty much in season 4, I would say. But it definitely doesn't set up the romance quite soon enough for that final episode to be like the payoff that it should have been, especially for like the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
But I just remember when it happened, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. But not like, oh, that's the fucking best, you know? Like it kind of could have been.
I was always pulling for it.
Like
I think it was definitely like a fandom thing. But of course, every ship occurs in some way in fandom, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, fucking people who are like Zukatara or whatever. Like, what?
What do you mean, what? That makes like a shitload of sense.
It does not.
It absolutely does.
It makes a little bit of sense in the second season.
Chris, it was literally what they were setting up in season 1 and 2, and then they abandoned that because they thought it would.
They did not interact all that much in season 1 and 2.
They have like the entire scene where they're in like the fucking crystal tomb or whatever, and
People
they
put way too much weight on that.
I suppose
it's a nice setup, but then like Zuko ruins it, and then like it's totally understandable that
he does.
Yeah, they have one scene together, and then in almost that same episode, it gets undone.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I agree that it would have been a. Well, actually, here's the deal. I think that it would have been a very good thing for them to do if they hadn't done the whole Aang is the only airbender on the planet thing, because he has to make more airbenders.
Help.
And so he has to have a relationship.
I'll be fine now. I'll be fine. Oh, well, thank you anyway.
Well, that's the other character, and Katara makes plenty of sense for him, but I liked her better with Zuko, and Aang is like I'm just going to be married to my duty sort of avatar, which is kind of always how he was as a character.
Like the thing is, the fact that there's romance between like a 12-year-old, like it's weird. The whole thing is weird. Like. The only character who made much sense in relationships in that show.
Interested in anyone.
Yeah, only character.
Which is.
Like I get. Fucking. What's his Sokka? Sokka, like that makes sense. Sure, he's like a 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy, whatever.
15-year-old horn dog.
Yeah, sure. Like that is a character trope. That makes sense. Katara's like 14. Aang's 12.
Yes.
Like, they could have solved a decent amount of problems in that show if just the arbitrary, we have one summer or whatever, was just like, we have like 5 years, and it's just like the same events happened, it's just a longer timeline. Like, and then I think the show would be, I mean, I already think it's just about a perfect show, but it would be like, even more there.
Yeah, the Aang Katara romance was the least necessary, like, major story element. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it doesn't really affect anything.
Yeah.
Not really. Just a
more
little,
authentic to make it as like, Aang obviously had a childhood crush on Katara because she's the only woman that he knows.
Yeah, and she is cool. Like, she's a cool character.
And go through lots of things together, and they're friends and all that stuff. And then, but ultimately, he like chooses to just be the Avatar, and like that's the important thing to him. And then like maybe he gets married at some point along the way to someone else, and you can just write that in your next series.
Yeah, but it's a children's TV show, so alas, alack-a-lay.
I should read the
comic. Interestingly enough, though, they do.
I should read the comic.
They do basically say that he wasn't the best dad, really.
Yeah, they make that explicit immediately in season 1 of Korra.
Which is a very, like, Boruto thing to do. Well, I guess Boruto is a very Korra thing to do, isn't it? But that's an interesting concept. I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, and the fact that he gave Tenzin the most attention because he felt like it was his duty to do the airbender thing was like, yeah, that makes sense. I could see that 12-year-old kid growing up into that man.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
And it also kind of furthers the very utilitarian relationship between him and Katara to like the nth degree. It's like, they were just kind of like, first of all, they got married after they liked each other when they were 14 and 12. So not super surprising that wasn't
as all the world's greatest relationships.
The most nurturing relationship to the children, yeah.
They're also like two of like the most busy people on the planet.
Also, one of them entire race genocided, like parents never mentioned, the other mother killed at 12. Mother killed at like 9.
Baggage. Yeah.
Did they ever say who Sokka married?
I don't think they ever specified. Suki is it?
They do.
Definitely Suki.
Okay. I mean, it's obviously that, but like I don't know if they ever explicitly stated.
Because like they never mentioned Toph, I know.
Sokka just
Well, they do. Well, they don't mention who it was with Toph, but she has a daughter, so.
Yeah, they just.
But they don't mention who it was.
I think I read that like they say it's just she married a powerful bender.
Yeah.
Which, like, frankly, fine.
Yeah. I mean, would she settle for anything less? Probably not.
Yep, sorry.
But
Yeah, whatever.
It's interesting because Sokka only gets screen time in Korra in season 1 ever.
Well, when he gets blood bent.
Yes. Yeah, right. In like some kind of like treaty thing or something, right?
No, it's
in like a courthouse.
Yeah, it's a trial because the guy who does the bloodbending is on trial for bloodbending, and then he's like, "Guess what I'm gonna do? You'll never see this one coming."
Guys, I do have to say that it may just be a thing that the writers of that show have really bad pacing. Because like Avatar: The Last Airbender, good pacing but not great. Korra, questionable pacing. Dragon Prince, also very questionable pacing.
I'm gonna watch Dragon Prince at some point because I know it's the showrunners.
Really, really good. Like everything they do is, but it also just has very questionable pacing. Like,
is it just another thing?
And some shit just like pops up.
Is it just like another thing where it's just like, oh, and all of this progress happened in 18 hours?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's just like there's no reason to say that so explicitly.
He left home. It's like what?
Yeah, Haley said she really liked that show,
I mean, it's
so
great.
I trust her
I
judgment.
really like the world, and the characters are good, and all the mythology and stuff is really cool. I think it's
there's some very like real tragic shit in it too, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's some.
I mean, real as in fantasy, I suppose. But
I did like actually well in that as a lance, and I got 9 rewards, and only 4 of them.
Too.
Only 4 of them are Devil Joe.
Yeah, I was in that same boat.
Yeah,
Speaking of like heavy shit, how about murder suicide at the end of season 1 of Korra?
It's so fucking raw.
Right. I still to this day can't believe that they got away with that.
Right.
I remember watching
it.
And it's just
that was definitely one of the most interesting things about the entire show. That's for sure.
Especially because like every single time a plane gets exploded, you see a tiny person in a parachute every single time.
Of course, yeah.
And then this one, it's just like
kind of network.
This one, it's like, nope, motherfuckers. He takes out his brother knowingly.
I almost wonder if that's... Okay. I almost wonder if that specifically, because I'm sure they had to rate that, TV, PG, or TV 14 or something like that, which Nick is trying to cater to children at all times, at least during daytime hours. That alone, honestly, could have been the reason they really started screwing the pooch on it.
I mean, the pooch was already screwed before that.
That's true.
All right,
the fact that Korra was only greenlit for one season.
They did order one season of a show that was a sequel to like one of the most successful shows they have ever made.
Would a Hyper Gypsaros fuck this up for you, Duncan?
Fuck what up?
I just need rubbery fine hide.
Okay, you wouldn't get like a Hyper Peel or something?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. It was just the first Gypsaros that I saw, so I was just like, yeah.